Please welcome to the stage, Steve Levine.
Okay. All right. Welcome, everyone. Let me just set the stage with a little short video. So this is the...
And then watch the sparks fly.
So for those of you who were with us for the 10th annual symposium, this is how I ended in the Institut Pasteur in France. It's been a long year. A lot has happened. Our goal over the next day and a half is to bring you up to speed as much as possible on what's been going on in the community that you've all been graciously been part of. And so with that, welcome to next year. So we're here to celebrate what is now the 11th annual meeting of this community. The Living Heart Project, which is the history, actually began here in Boston, so it's wonderful. I'm your host or co-host for this event, and I'd like to have the honor of sharing the stage over the course of this meeting with my colleague, who I'd like to invite up, Nicolas Pecuchet, to introduce him to you all.
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Steve, for having me.
Of course.
So when I joined Dassault Systèmes 10 years ago, coming from oncology, it was really moving to see the field evolving from pragmatic to precision medicine. It was really genomics driving this, and it transformed everything in oncology, especially from how we do research, understanding disease, do clinical trials, developments. And now I really see the virtual human twin becoming the next platform for innovation. And we're already seeing this coming, starting from biomarkers. Nowadays, we are not only thinking about simple time point, but continuous integration, continuous measurement, not only single modalities, but multiple modalities, multiple scales combining together. And it's really what will provide the virtual twin with. So I'm very honored to be with you today and to see the field advancing towards the next generation of precision care.
Great. Thank you again. And it really is an honor and a pleasure to be able to finally share the stage with a colleague so you can get multiple perspectives. So to make it easy for you all, I'll be your host for today. Nicola will be your host for tomorrow. So if you will, take your seat so we can get on, because we have a very packed agenda. And I'm already apologizing because I guarantee you we're going to be behind. But let me officially welcome you to Boston, to this beautiful historic facility here. It's called the SOA Power Station. For those of you who don't know that, the clever people who named it is because it's named for the south of Washington Street. This building, this facility powered the entire subway system for the city south of Washington Street. And so this was the pinnacle of science at the time it was built in 1891, which for those of you in the US, that goes back a long way. For those of you from Europe, I know that's a modern building. And so we're here to celebrate as I said, the 11th annual meeting. Which is really, I won't have time to go into the whole history. This is a little tracing. The symposium for the past several years has been married with its twin, been part of what we now call Science Week. It's really our celebration of the value of science in our society. We celebrate the lives that we have, the future we have, by our dedication to science and the advancement of how it brings a better world. And so for this year, we look at the track record that brings us to this 11th meeting, and we won't do too much of a look back. In fact, last year I took the moment to look back at a little bit of what we had done over the last decade as a community, a worldwide community now from a small group of people. 12 years ago, the very first preview meeting of the Living Heart, it was a crazy idea 12 years ago to see if we could organize the world's experts to work together to build something that had never been done, a completely fully functioning model of the human heart. We managed to get a handful of people here at our facilities in Boston, and the rest is history. We track it here. We're now making the record for 2025. But what's most important is we're really starting, this is really the foundation of a blank slate for what we're going to build over the next decade. And this is really the theme of today's meeting. We spent the last 10 years building a technology foundation, proving what's possible with the technology that's been developed and continues to be developed in the world, the expertise that is encapsulated in not just our community, but the periphery of thousands of people who we touch on a regular basis. So this is the palette that we all get to fill. This meeting starts to fill that first box, and the rest is up to you. And so, as I mentioned, this is part of what we call Science Week. For those of you who've had the joy of being here for the first day and a half, the team covered every aspect of human life and how technology and science is really changing it. Today, we transition to a focus on human health, certainly something that we can all agree is important. We also started the morning, for those of you who were able to attend, we had a deep dive into the technology behind the living heart, and we spent 3 hours digging into that. If you weren't able to make it, and if you are interested, we will reproduce that through a webinar in the future, so look forward to hearing about that. Really compelling stuff if you can attend. So this year, as it has been for several years, we run this meeting as a hybrid format. So those of you who are here in person recognize the value of meeting each other and being in person, the networking capabilities, but many of you can't, and we know that. I'll present the statistics in terms of the registration later, but we have as a format that's a hybrid, reminding the people here in the room that there are hundreds of people out in the world who are watching us now. And so part of what I've learned to do is to make sure that those who are watching in the streaming center can follow along. So the slides that have with the agenda are very descriptive, color-coded, so we can find their way through. So you'll recognize it as we get through. So I'll also point out here that we are on the eve of Halloween. Here in Boston, that's a pretty big deal for those of you who are from here. So we're going to let you out early for those of you who are wanting to celebrate it. I like to consider today, even though we're on the eve of Halloween, it's a little bit like Christmas Eve or whatever winter holiday you prefer, because of the gifts we have for the agenda that we have. They're going to share the minds that we have collected today in this agenda. Hopefully you'll agree with me, are really setting the stage for the future. And so this is a high-level view of what we go through. I won't take time to go through it in detail. You'll see it. It's the 2 days. As I said, I color-coded it. So we're going to start off with some thought leadership to open your mind to what's possible for human health, and then start to get deeper and deeper as we go through. And so switching to the Halloween colors, so you can follow along. I'd like to, with that, remind you that there are demonstrations. We have ample networking break. Please, this is actually a little bit older slide, but please take the time to go and see the demonstrations, see the science that's coming. Some of it is not yet out into the world. You're getting to see it first here. So please take the time to see those. And so with that, I think, I'd like to transition now to introduce my first speaker.